postdoctoral fellows, Ahad Mohammed and Saliu will share with you their experiences working with us. And finally, we will address your questions. So in case you have any question, please use the Q&A button and we will address them at the very end, okay? So, well, first of all, our institute is located in Spain, in Madrid, which is in the center, in the very center of the Spanish Peninsula. And well, it's a good place to visit all Europe. And I would say it's a very nice region because it has a good mixture of culture, nature, and well, a lot of things to do here in Madrid. Our institute is not in Madrid, it's in Getafe, which is very close to Madrid. It's a medium-sized city in the south part of Madrid, but very close to Madrid. And well, Rosa will explain more of that later. So our institute, IMDEA Materials Institute, is part of a network of 7 institutes, the IMDEA Institutes, Madrid Institutes for Advanced Studies, each of them in a different area. Our institute does research in material science and engineering, but there are other institutes in other scientific areas such as water, food, networks, energy, software, etc. So overall, we are around 600 researchers from around 40 nationalities, and 3 of those 7 institutes are acknowledged as one of the best research institutions in Spain. Our institute is one of them. And well, you can see there a picture of our building, which is also behind me. So a little bit more about our institute. Well, our mission, the mission of our institute is, as I said, to do research of excellence in the field of material science and engineering, but also to transfer those results to industry. And the third pillar of our vision is to be able to attract talented researchers from all over the world to work in Madrid. And that's why we are here, because the Marie Curie is an excellent instrument for you as candidates and for us as a host institution to attract talent. So let's continue providing a little bit more of information about our institute. So in IMDEA Materials, we are 100 researchers from 14 different countries. We are organized in 16 research groups. Each of them is led by a staff researcher. And then we have a number of postdoctoral, predoctoral, laboratory technicians, and instrument scientists. You can see the rough figures in this slide. All of them, but particularly the staff researchers, are recruited by an independent scientific council. So we ensure transparent, open-based recruitment policies. And concerning our researchers, around 60% of them are foreign nationals, and nearly 75% of the PhDs were granted by foreign universities. So you can see that our center is truly international, and we want to keep that. We have been keeping this since the very beginning of the institute, and that's one of our, perhaps the big difference with our local and national environment. So just a little bit of our facilities. We have more than 2,600 square meters of research labs where you can manufacture, characterize, model advanced materials and nanomaterials, and do laboratory scale prototypes. So you can see there are a couple of pictures of our facilities in Getafe. What about our research lines? Well, this chart shows them very broadly. You will understand better what we do when I will present to you the hosting offers that we will have, because they are like well-defined topics. But we are structured in 4, now 5 research programs, one devoted to novel materials. Another them, which is one of the strong points of the Institute, is the integrated computational material engineering groups. Then we also work on the multi-scale characterization of materials and processes, on advanced manufacturing, and very recently we opened a new research program on materials for healthcare, which is not here, but it should be. So on all those 5 programs, we collaborate with a number of companies. Some of these that you can see there belong to our industrial advisory board, so we have a close connection with some of them. And in the end, we do like basic applied research. So we are targeting some of the global challenges we are facing. Again, you will understand better when I will present the hosting offers that we have for the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowships. So, well, let's now switch to the hosting offers that we have. We have the following hosting offers for call 2022 of the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowships, and you can find a lot more details on our website. So in case you are interested in one of them, I will give some more details later on. The way to contact us is to submit a kind of expression of interest, which consists of your CV plus a 1-2 page outline of what you propose to do to the principal investigator. You will see their emails later before the 15th of July. Why? Because we all need time to find a match, and we need time to work on the proposals. So please try to respect those dates. Those hosting offers are available in your access, which, as you may know, is a website that the European Commission, which is the funding agency for the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowships, has developed to promote mobility. And mobility is very important for this call. So let's move to explain a little bit those hosting offers. Well, the first of them has to do with the smart manufacturing of composites using artificial intelligence as the core technology. And this is coupled with virtual processing. So, well, you can see here more details, but I believe this is something very fancy right now and also highly demanded by industry. I believe this is very interesting. And in this case, Professor Carlos González will be your supervisor. You can see there his email. So if interested, feel free to write to him. Second one is about the study of the degradation of magnesium fibers in metal polymer composites. This is targeting orthopedic application and based on a modeling approach. So this is linked to this fifth research program I mentioned before on materials for health. You can read the description here and go to your access or our website to read the full details with a little bit more of time. And here the principal investigator is Damien Tourret. He is an expert on modeling. Then we also have a very interesting hosting offers to develop X-ray, 3D X-ray imaging technologies. And well, for me, this is particularly interesting because this will be part of an ongoing collaboration we have with the European Synchrotron Radiation Facility and also with the German Aerospace Center. So that's pretty interesting and again, quite demanded, not only by academia, but also by industry. Here, the principal investigator is Federico Schett, who is an expert on tomography. Then we have also another hosting offer for materials development for tissue engineering and regenerative medicine. Again, belonging to this very recent area on materials for healthcare. we are working on. Here, the principal investigator is Jennifer Patterson, who recently joined our institute and started this research line. And we have a few more. This one about 1D nanomaterials for assembly as macroscopic fibers for energy storage and conversion. Here, the principal investigator is Juan Jose Vilatela, who is an ERC fellow. In fact, he has 2 ERCs, so he's really good scientist and a very nice person. That's about, and that's linked to energy storage and conversion, which is also a hot topic these days. Then we have another hosting offer for materials development using additive manufacturing as the core technology. We are also very strong in additive manufacturing because we have a lot of groups working here, not only experimentalists, but also a large pool of simulation groups. And well, this is about that. And in this case, I think this is mostly experimental, and it's will be supervised by Serjan Milenkovic. And finally, our director, Jose Manuel Torralba, has a hosting offer related to, again, materials development using powder metallurgy. So linked to additive manufacturing, but not exactly the same. So you can see that some of the hosting offers are more open than others. But again, the important thing here is that you read the description and that you are able to propose some idea to the researcher in charge. They will read it, and the goal here is to find a match between your interests, our interests, and build together a project for the call. That's the idea of those hosting offers, okay? To find a match between you and your potential supervisor. So now let's switch to the research support services we offer. I will talk about the support services at the proposal preparation and project execution stages. So that's the timeline for call 2022 of the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowships. So the deadline is 14th of September. The evaluation will be released around February next year, and the projects are expected to start between March 2023 and September 2024. So you can see that there is a lot of flexibility concerning the date you will be joining us if successful. But the first thing is that you, as candidates and our supervisor, do a match and agree to submit a proposal. Then the supervisor will inform us, the research support office, and that's where our support will begin. So first, we will be working with you, candidates and supervisors, on the proposal. So what we do is we assign a project manager to each proposal to support you as candidates in collaboration with your supervisor. You will receive detailed instructions plus a handbook to write the proposal. And not only that, the project manager, so someone at our research support office, will review your proposal before submission. So all that to ensure that you as candidates have the maximum chances of success possible. If successful, we go to the future, to February 2023. Our support services to the now fellow will continue, and we will assign another project manager, or I don't know if that will be the same or a different person, but you will have someone to monitor the project. Now the proposal will become a project and will help you concerning the grant agreement preparation, which is basically the contract that we'll have to sign with the funding agency, which is the European Commission. And now you will have additional support from our Human Resources Department. Rosa will explain in her presentation in a few minutes. and we will reach the project execution stage, where your supervisor will be in charge of monitoring your daily work and also to provide career guidance. The project manager I mentioned before will take care of the financial and administrative management of your grant, and they will also provide guidance for technical reports, deliverables, and any other aspect of the project. So he or she will be your single point of contact for anything you may need. And we will also invite you as a fellow to join the communication and outreach activities we regularly do. And also you will be able to join the training plan on soft skills we regularly organize. And our colleagues from Human Resources will continue supporting you. So that's basically it from my side. I will now stop sharing and Rosa will continue with her presentation.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rosa Bazán. One second, I want to start my presentation. Okay, you should all be able to see my presentation now. If you don't, please write it in the chat. Okay, so as I said, my name is Rosa. I'm the HR manager of IMDEA Materials Institute, and I'm going to tell you about the services we provide to newcomers to ensure that the experience of moving to Spain is as easy and stress-free as possible. As my colleague Germán mentioned, we are a research institute focused on the generation of excellent science, technology transfer to industry and society, and attracting and retaining talent from all over the world. In this presentation, I'm going to focus on the talent attraction part, and I will explain some of the things I consider more relevant for you, but you can ask me about any issue that you consider important or that you are curious about. Okay, so this is what we talk when we talk about soft landing services. And as you can see, welcome preparation to IMDEA starts well before you arrive. And of course, these are the things that you see, but there are also many things happening behind the scenes to make sure that everything is ready for your arrival. So we, as I put in the slide, we believe that well begun is half done. As you see, some things happen before and after you arrive, and these are in red and are more bureaucratic. But we also take into consideration that you are new to this job if you finally get the fellowship and join us. And this covers both the formalities and the welcoming and engagement part. And then we also, in this soft landing process, we take into consideration that you are new to Spain and will have to be happy living here. So we will try to also help with that. So we have shown you some of our figures. And as you have seen, we are a multicultural institution. Germán mentioned we are 100 researchers, of which 56 are international researchers of 14 different nationalities. I think that's, as Germán said, a lot for a small institution like us, and especially in a context like ours in Spain. Regarding the support we provide, our philosophy is open door and flexible. We will try to help everyone according to their needs. There are a series of steps that are common to everyone, like obtaining the residence permit, registering at the municipality, obtaining health card, opening bank account, etc. But we can also help with other issues related to moving to Spain, like schooling for researchers that come with their family, getting married in Spain, validating the driving license. These are some things that we have been asked help with. So if our researchers in general bring us any issue in which we can help, we will try. So as I put at the end of the slide, the soft landing support and services never end. We we are concerned about the issues from your arrival, but also all through your stage. And as you can also see, we have the HR Excellence in Research Award granted by the European Commission, and it shows our continued commitment to good HR practices. In addition, many of our researchers have had the experience of living and researching in another country with all that it entails. And I think this makes for a very welcoming working environment and makes it easy to find someone you can share your experiences with and maybe who can help you with what you need. That's on top of the support that we provide. So we strive to make the experience of moving to another country as easy and stress-free as possible, as I said. And you will have many reference contact persons, like the project office will provide support all through the fellowship application, and I will be there, and my colleagues from the HR department, Mariana, who is organizing this webinar, is also someone that will help you, and you will see later with accommodation. So probably before you start, you will already know quite a few people at IMDEA. So arriving will be a little bit easier. So I will go very briefly now through the type of residence permit and the application process so that you know the basic information. So once you have been granted the fellowship and we know that you are going to join us, we will apply for a residence permit under Law 14/2013. This is for non-European researchers. For European researchers, the process is simpler. I'm not going to go into that. It's usually a 3-step process: an initial application done by us, then a visa, a second step where the researcher applies for the visa at the Spanish consulate in the country where they are living, and then entrance to Spain. I put this because until you arrive to Spain and your visa has been stamped, the residence permit is not enforced. So application can be, well, usually application is done from outside of Spain, but it can be done from Spain if you are a legal resident, because you have a residence permit or because you have a short stay visa, or you don't need a visa to travel to Spain and you are in Spain. This would reduce the process to 1-step process, only the initial application by us. The usual processing application time is 30 days for the residence permit and then around 60 days for the visa application. That means that we need to start this process at least 3 months in advance. If we have more time, then better. The duration of the residence permit is the same as your contract, with a maximum duration, initial duration of 2 years. It can be renewed as many times as we need. It also includes your family members, spouse, and children. We refer only to spouse and children. And we can process their application either in parallel with yours or at a later time. And it provides access to the labor market in the same condition as a Spanish person. This type of permit also, at the end of the contract, allows for application for a 1-year extension to stay in Spain and look for a job. So I think these are very, very good conditions. Okay, so I'm going to go very briefly through this part. Once you arrive to Spain, as you see in the red box, you will need to register at the municipality, get your NIE card, health card, blah, blah. All these bureaucratic procedures are time-consuming and complex for foreigners, but don't worry, we will provide support and help you to make things easier. We have a lot of experience doing it, so although it will still be time-consuming and complex, you will not be alone on this process. As Germán was saying, the institute is in Getafe, a university town in the south of Madrid, so it's a very live city. It is 30 minutes from the center of Madrid. It's very well communicated, both by road and by public transport. And if you are thinking about if you come to work with us, and when you start thinking about accommodation, you will have to consider where you want to live. Either you will have the option to live in Madrid city center or to live in Getafe. Also, whether you want to share or not, and then if you decide to live in Madrid, you will have to take into consideration commuting time. I'm giving you here some information regarding the cost of living. The approximate net salary for a Marie Curie fellow is €2,000. And you see here some of the basic expenses that you will have. An individual flat in Madrid for Madrid or Getafe with 1 or 2 rooms is from 700 to 1,200 euros per month. Then utilities, this range applies also to Getafe and Madrid. In Madrid, the flats will be smaller and maybe in worse condition and will tend to go to the higher range. And in Getafe, the flats will be maybe bigger and that's it. That would be the main difference, but that's the range that you have. Utilities are around 150 per month, internet 30 euros per month, and then the travel pass that will cover all public transport within the area of Madrid and Getafe is 64 euros per month or 20 euros if you are only under 26 years old. And then food will be 170 euros per month. So if you decide to live alone, your living cost will be around 1/3 of your salary, which I think is a good rate. And you will have plenty of extra money to enjoy the cultural and city life. I wanted also to comment very briefly Social Security. Once your contract starts, you will be covered by the Spanish Social Security, both for common illnesses and emergencies, even before you obtain your health card, which take maybe a couple of months. Your family will be covered too, in the same conditions as you for common illnesses and emergencies, and you will have additionally the benefit for temporary disability and parental leave, which means that if you are sick and cannot work or you have a child, you will have a paid leave. Okay, regarding the formalities to start working at IMDEA, I'm not gonna extend on this. If you have any questions, let me know. I just wanted to show you that there will be a team of people ensuring that you sign your contract and paperwork, that you get your IT credential and computer, and basically that you have all the information and training you need to start working. And again, help you with anything you need, answer any questions you have, etc. Okay, for me, this is one of the key aspects to ensure a soft landing and a successful integration. Recently, in April 2022, we have done a survey for all IMDEA employees that included some engagement questions, and I wanted to share this one with you. So I'm not the only one saying that the working atmosphere at the Institute is very good. So as you can see, 93% of people working at the Institute would recommend it as a great place to work. And the participation for these surveys was 90%. So it should be a qualified answer. Welcoming and engagement starts with your research group. And Germán has explained a little bit how the process will be. Once you arrive here, he will introduce you to your teammates and show you around. He will meet with you during the first week to talk about your future work at IMDEA, although you have already some pre-work already done when preparing your proposal. And then social activities. We organize many social activities. As you can see, we have IMDEA's days where we go for a day trip, and you have some picture when you can see that we are on the forest. But we also organize activities like canoeing, adventure parks, whatever we can think of that will be an enjoyable time. We also have IMDEA's Family Day, where you can bring your families, and we organize activities for them and give you the opportunity to show them where you work and what you do. I don't know if you see it, but the bouncing castles are from the last one we organized. It was really fun. We also organize Christmas dinner, a multicultural lunch. We have a paddle tournament, which is a sport similar to tennis. And then we promote the participation in races, and we go sometimes as teams. We have a ping pong table this was a special request by the predoctoral and postdoctoral researchers of the Institute. So we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to socialize with other colleagues. We also try to facilitate, as Germán mentioned, access to dissemination outreach activities. We participate in science fairs, European Researchers Night, the Science Week, Women's Science Day. We organize school and university visits to the institute. We have the 3 minutes thesis context because we think it's important to promote the interaction with the general public and show what we do. Career development is also an essential part. You are going to be here for a limited period of time, and then you are going to move to another position. So we want to make sure that you get the most of your experience at IMDEA. We have language classes, Spanish and English. Spanish is of course not compulsory, but we think it helps with integration in Madrid city life, and it will help you to make the most of your stay. We also have English classes in case you want to improve your level. And we also organize regular training in transversal skills. You can see all the information and all the trainings that we have organized and have in the next, and will do in the next months in our website. And you will see that some of the topics we cover is managing your research career, professional development, personal effectiveness, leadership skills, marketing research results, IPR. You will see that we organize many different trainings. We also, at the suggestion of one predoctoral researcher, have started to organize internal hands-on workshops where you researchers share your knowledge on tools and techniques that are relevant for your research. You can see here some of the next training, and the idea is that you learn more about what other people are doing and maybe learn things that will be useful for you. And they are imparted by the predoctoral and postdoctoral researchers, and some of them by the group leaders of the Institute. We also regularly invite researchers to give lectures and seminars on various scientific topics. You can also see the information on our website, so I'm not going to go into detail. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Continuing with career development. You will need, as a Marie Curie Fellow, you will need to prepare your career development plan and follow it through with your supervisor during your stay at our institute. Research shows that people who develop and implement strategies to pursue career-specific goals achieve greater career success, measured by remuneration, promotion, the level of responsibility that they achieve. And they also, which is important, they also report greater career satisfaction. There was a study of around 8,000 postdoctoral researchers that found that postdocs who developed training plans with their advisor at the start of their appointment reported greater satisfaction, published more papers, experienced less conflicts. So this is just encouragement for you to give the importance to career development that it has. And I want to finish mentioning some of our alumni, because this is also the measure of our success in doing this. As you can see, some of them have continued their academic career in prestigious institutions, and some of them have moved to industry, also to prestigious institutions. And of course, we continue collaboration with some of them. So this is all from my side. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you very much. Un segundo. That's it from my side.
So now we can hand the floor to Ahat, which is one of our Marie Curie postdoctoral fellows who recently joined our institute. So Ahat, the floor is yours.
Hello.
Hi Ahat, you can go ahead and share your screen if needed.
Hello. Do you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ahat. Can you
Okay.
hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to share my screen. Okay. Do you have my screen?
Yep.
Hello, everyone. I would like to start by thanking the organizers for giving me the opportunity to talk about me and my project And I would also like to thank the HR people, project manager, and my project supervisor at IMDEA for supporting me in the process of preparing proposal and in the process of adapting to my new life here in Spain. Let me start with introducing myself. My name is Ahmed Mohamed Zadeh. I graduated Doctor of Philosophy at San University of Technology in Tabriz, Iran, in 2016. Then I started my academic career in Manali University as an assistant professor in 2017, and in the 1st of October 2021, I started my Marie Curie fellowship here at IMDEA Materials Institute, and I had been working on my project for 8 months. I'd like to give some information about the procedure that I had experienced. At first, I noticed the IMDEA Materials announcement for Marie Curie action, and then I applied for it, and after interview and after accepting everything, I started my collaboration with project manager Dr. Herman Infante and my supervisor Professor Jose Manuel Torralba. And after a good and very professional collaboration, I prepared the proposal and submitted to European Commission portal. And after the accepting of the proposal, I started my collaboration with HR people, and especially there was a good collaboration with Rosa Bazan in case of the residence permit or a contract and other stuff landing to here. And in case of accommodation in Spain and integration in India and joining to Sustainable Powder Technology Group, all of the process was very easier for me. And also I would like to thank Mariana and Ainhoa for their kind support during this period. In case of transfer of knowledge, when I started my position here, the transfer of knowledge started. At first from the regular group meetings, and that we could share our knowledge between the members, and also the teaching and also learning. Also in case of the training in IMDA, at first we started language classes in English, and also now Spanish language classes, and it's private and one-to-one person. And in case of the laboratory, there is a unique space here for doing experiments and using different kind of instruments, not only in case of the processing and also in case of the characterization methods. Let me give some information about my project. The title of project is Development of Gamma Prime Strength Cobalt Nickel based superalloy for advanced sustainable manufacturing technologies. The objective of this project is producing an eco-friendly and affordable cobalt nickel based high entropy superalloys. And here you can see the different steps that we proposed in our project, our CNS technology project. The reason that I selected IMDEA Materials is that here there is the opportunity that all of these three steps, pre-built design, process design, and post-process design, that can be covered in IMDEA. starting from phase calculation, diagrams, and calculate method, we have a good availability and opportunity here, like thermocalc software and its databases. Also, in the case of the powder technology and additive manufacturing, here there is a good advanced technologies for doing research and doing cutting-edge knowledge works. And also in case of the post-processing and regarding the formation and high temperature testings, and like billable machine, we can do lots of experiments and for increasing our knowledge on the materials. I started from the calculation of the phase diagrams. Here you can see one example that I started directly after training to use thermocalc. Here we had a medium risk in our database because our material was a new material, and there was a risk regarding the disadvantages of the databases, and we tried it with different materials. After predictions and calculating, we do experiments here at IMDEA using the microscopy equipments like FESEM or EBST or EDS. Also, in case of the mechanical properties, we have non-indentation equipments, and also we have a transmission electron microscopy that we are doing that experiment also here. Now the project is in the first milestone, and we selected our target alloy. At first we designed and then validated our calculation, and we reached our first milestone, and we produced our powders now and characterizing them, and we plan to develop this cobalt nickel based fine tube superalloys powder using the advanced manufacturing technologies. And now we are going to do spark plasma sintering and selective laser melting to reduce the samples and characterize them, and to finish our project hopefully until the 30th of September 2023. Thank you for your attention, and this is the topics that I want to share with you.
Thank you, Ahad, and you have a lot of time ahead, so you will get some very nice results. I'm sure of that. So now is the time of Sa Liu. Sa, on the other hand, is almost finishing, and we'll be back in China very soon.
Okay.
So the floor is yours, Sa.
Okay, I will share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, yes, we can see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Sha Liu. I'm one of the Marie Curie Fellow in our institute, and I would like to share you some experience about how to apply for the fellowship. Yeah. First, I would like to introduce myself. I applied the fellowship in 2019. When I applied, I already have more than 5 years experience in the analysis of theoretical physics, microstructure properties, relationships in advanced materials through the integration of different modeling strategies. And I also have experience in experimental processing and the characterization of microstructure and the mechanical properties of materials. I achieved this experience through my PhD in China. My major achievement then is the fund in the area of multi-scale materials modeling, where I have developed a novel heterogeneous nucleation model to guide the microstructural design of iron alloys. During my career, during my PhD, I have co-authored more than 20 papers in international peer-reviewed journals, and have given 2 keynote lectures in international or national conference. And I have obtained fundings as principal investigators for 3 projects funded by the province or the university. Moreover, I have co-mentored 3 master and 1 PhD student, and have received several awards from my PhD work. And also I got a funding from the Madrid government in Spain. And then I would like to talk about why I decided to apply for the Marie Curie Fellowship. As you know, this international fellowship is highly recommended, is highly recognized in the world. And I think if I got it, it can provide the resources to expand my research experience by including other simulation techniques, such as the phase field modeling, the dislocation, and molecular dynamics simulations. And it can also provide support on the experimental validation of the theoretical results. This knowledge is very important to design new novel metallic alloys for engineering applications. From my knowledge, from my experience, by using the first principles calculation is a very new and novel method to develop this method. And then I would like to talk about why I choose my supervisor, Professor Javier Yorca, as the collaborator. And he is the scientific director of IMDEA, and also the professor of material science at the Technical University of Madrid. And he is a very he has very good expert in the area of multi-scale modeling of structural materials. So if I choose him as my supervisor, I think we have a lot to collaborate. We match with each other. Yeah. And the main reason I applied with him, because in 2019, his research interest was focused on virtual design, virtual processing, and virtual testing of metallic materials. And these 2 parts, virtual design and virtual processing, is the one I already have a lot of experience. Yeah. And then IMDEA also has very significant experience hosting and training postdoc and pre-doctors. So I think if I apply with Javier in IMDEA, then the institute will give me the most everything they can support me. Yeah. Then I would like to talk about the country, the Spain. If you like eating, you will find here the food is amazing. And the paella, the tapas, the churros is so amazing. I like them. And the people here are passionate. You can watch the flamenco. You can go to a lot of festival parade. If you are a fan of a football, trust me, this is where you should be. And the view here is also very beautiful. You can go to other cities on the weekend, go to Barcelona, go to Ronda, and make yourself rest. And this is our group. Our group is the Biomechanics of Materials group. And we have more than 20 people, including postdoc and PhD students in our group. And several are, we are doing on different topics. And this is the people we are working multi-skill modeling from first principles calculation. We have group meetings almost every week, and we have very tight collaboration with each other. We are very good friends. The supervisor is also very nice. Yeah. And finally, I would like to talk about the two-way transfer of knowledge during the 2 years fellowship, because my fellowship will end next week. Yeah. And during these 2 years, our work has been significant developments in the production of phase diagram for binary and ternary alloys. And this is an area that IMDEA is conducting pioneer research. And when creating new alloys, such diagrams have traditionally been achieved through experiments, which is both costly and time-consuming. But by our work, starting from quantum mechanical calculations, we are able to predict without any experiments the phase diagram of binary and ternary structures. In the case of binary, and the type of analysis we are doing has the highest accuracy in the world. And regarding the ternary system, we are really one of the few centers in the world that has demonstrated the ability to conduct this kind of modeling. Actually, we already published 3 papers in this field and 1 under review. And benefit from this fellowship, I already got a professor position at Yanshan University in China, and I will be still collaborating with Professor Javier Yorca. Actually, we are now start co-supervise 1 PhD student. Yeah, and we will not focus on this method, but also going to further with other developments. And this is what I want to share with you. If you want to apply, yeah.
Thank you, Xiang, for this nice presentation. And have a nice trip back to China. We will be missing you at IMDEA. So now we have a few minutes for questions. Actually, we received some of them and we replied to them individually. Most of them were related to eligibility. So let me clarify. These are fellowships that are offered by the European Commission, not us. So we help you apply for those fellowships. Those fellowships are open only to postdoctoral researchers, meaning that you have defended your PhD before the call deadline, which this year is the 14th of September. In order for you to be eligible, you also need to have no more than 8 years of postdoctoral research experience and fulfill the mobility rule, which basically is that you cannot be living or working in Spain for more than 12 months in the 3 years prior to the call deadline. But I am saying this by heart, but please read, go to the call website. We provided a link, and read the guide for applicants, which is a kind of well, quick guide for this call to be sure of all that I am saying. And apart from that, we have a question for Ahat. So one of our guests would like to know if incremental research the question is incremental research on existing material advisable for the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowships?
Okay, do you hear me?
Yep.
I sent in the chat a link. It's my interview with the in the website. Totally, the superalloys and the high entropy alloys is a new generation of the alloys that they're working on them. It started from 2004, and in case of the superalloys, the works started from 2007. Cobalt-based superalloy strength by gamma prime. This topic is new, and also my supervisor, José Toralba, supports this new generations, and he's very interested to work on this new generation of the materials, and especially in case of the powder technology. There is a lack of science in this field, not only in the case of high entropy alloys, in case of the nickel-based or cobalt-based superalloys, and also the high entropy superalloys, high entropy ceramic alloys, and refractive high entropy superalloys. We can consider these topics for Marie Curie, and these are the attractive topics for European Commission, especially for the eco-friendly materials and sustainable, or in the case of sustainability. We have two kinds of sustainability, direct and indirect sustainability, and both of them, these materials covers all of these fields. It's my answer for the question.
Thanks, Ahat.
You're welcome.
So I don't see more questions. So thank you all for attending. So go through our hosting offers, and if you find any of them interesting, please write to the principal investigator, and well, hopefully you will win a proposal, and we will be meeting in the close future. So that was all from my side, and have a nice day, and we will keep in touch. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.